guys, welcome back to another video. Anyways guys, as you can tell by this title, today I'm gonna be doing a life update, and I haven't done this probably since really like weeks ago. And yeah, this is gonna be very different. I'm not gonna be talking about what's recently been going on. I will be talking about what's happened a month ago and for the last 5 months ago, because there's something that honestly I want to be honest about. I'm ready to share it because I kept it a secret because I wasn't ready to share it, and I just wanted to see how things would go. Things didn't end up going well, so I'm ready to finally share it. It happened 5 months ago and even a month ago, which yeah guys, I'm so excited to tell you guys because in a few days it's gonna be a new year. I just want to leave this in the past and not ever like try to bring it up again, but just move on and just let it go. But anyways guys, this story time is basically just on my last job, the last one, and you guys are probably wondering like, why are you mentioning about your work? You work there. Aren't people gonna watch this? I fired a month ago, a day ago, which yesterday was exactly a month ago, the 28th, that I got fired. And honestly, I'm just gonna speak my truth. I try to control my emotions for so long. Obviously, my emotions at the time, like a month ago, I was going through it. I was disappointment, I was anxious, all of that. So I just needed some time to just see how things were going and just calm myself down. I wasn't ready to just right away get into this video, and even months ago that happened in my job. I was going through it and I just didn't feel right to post that, and in case they did watch this video, then you know, and that's not a reason I would want to get fired for. The last month I took some time to think about it, you know, my emotions calmed down. I prayed, I literally read the Bible every day, and I feel a lot better than I did a month ago, which I'm so happy. But I'm just so ready to just get into it and for you guys to know the truth on why exactly I got fired. And I know it sounds crazy for me to get fired, but once you guys know the truth, you know, you guys are gonna realize that why did I really get fired over that? Like, that was just a misunderstanding. That was like so dumb for that person to fire me. Let's get into today's video. So in this video, I'm also gonna be very brutally honest, even if it sounds rude. I do not want to pretend to be nice about this, or when I say it to like be nice about it, because this is how I truly feel and there's nothing I want to hide anymore. And I'm just gonna be brutally honest. If it sounds rude, then it does, but anyways, let's get today's video. Okay, so as you guys know, in my second job I also got fired, but for not learning how to skate. That was very dumb to me. I thought that was so stupid, and honestly my mom was really mad at me for some reason. I'm like, could have done worse. If I would have done worse things than that, then that would be definitely an example of why I got fired. But the fact that I got fired of that was very stupid to me. I thought I was very immature and very dumb. That's definitely how I truly felt. That's pretty much where it all started. After I got fired, I literally was unemployed for a month, and I did receive a check because for that other job, I literally stayed there 5 days. End of June, I started applying to a bunch of jobs. My mom convinced me. I actually had no motivation to like apply for some reason, because I don't know why. I was only my second job. I was still feeling the nerves, you know. I had that much job experience, so of course applying to another job felt scary, like, because one of my job was good and then the other one was bad, so it's like 50-50. I applied so many. I called. To be honest, I also applied to that boba shop by the mall, and I literally applied there. My mom really encouraged me because I honestly wouldn't apply it if it wasn't for her, and I truly did not want to work there. Like, when I tell you I did not want to work there, I literally prayed. I was like, I do not want to work here. I just know I'm not gonna like it. I know I'm not gonna last. I know it's not gonna be for me. I know I'm gonna get tired. You know, I'm gonna get overwhelmed. Like, I just knew already that I wasn't gonna like the job. And the thing that's crazy is that like other jobs I called, but I never got an answer, never received an email. For some reason, my mom did get really mad at me, and she was like, OMG, you need a job like so bad, like you need it now, like you need it now, like you actually need it, like you need it. And I'm like, okay, like I'm trying, but like you don't have to be so hard. The crazy thing is, my first day was actually July 4th. She called me a few days ago. They were interested in doing an interview, and I was just so disappointed because I just didn't want to work there, and I never work holidays. So my first day was 4th of July, and I was so disappointed because I hate working holidays. I got hired. I was just very disappointed, and yeah. The first day was different. I was so nervous. I was like, OMG, I'm not used to being around people because I've been unemployed for a month. So I wasn't used to engaging and stuff like that. I was very nervous. And the interview went pretty well, I will say. It was very simple questions like what your favorite drink is, when you make boba, what do you need, what days are you available, simple questions like that. First day, OMG, they showed me the back room where all the syrups were, all the boba stuff was. And I thought that the boss was kind of weird, honestly. I don't know why. I just knew if I worked there, I wasn't gonna get along with him. And that ended up being kind of true, honestly. He seemed kind of like strict over stupid stuff, honestly. The first day, I met all the people who worked there. They didn't really say hi. And I seen this girl with makeup, and I thought her makeup was so pretty. And when I saw her, I'm like, OMG, I feel like I know who she is. Like, I feel like I recognize her. And I did end up realizing that she is a girl I used to go to elementary school with. That is just so crazy to me. She kind of waved at me and I was like, OMG. She taught me how to do the drinks and stuff like that. All day I was just washing dishes, and at the end they had like a pre-close at 6 p.m. They taught me how to do the bobas, which is you wipe on the side syrups, making sure they don't get messy, because they do get messy. What I did was first wipe the boba. There's a sink and there's boba in there, so just wipe the sink and then pour hot water. And that's pretty much it. And then put the bobas on the side so that the water could go through, and then once it's fully dry, you put the boba back, and then you just rinse the dishes really easily on the sprinter and stuff like that, and then put them on the side, and then you carry them, and then you put them on top of the counter and stuff like that. OMG guys, the first day, OMG, since I'm not used to messy places, oh my goodness, when I tell you I literally wanted to quit the first day, I'm not even joking. The floor was sticky, it smelled bad, it smelled like candy. Everybody was very close to me. They were like moving fast, and I'm like, OMG, this is so overwhelming. And they knew what drinks were, and they kept rinsing the washes. OMG, like too much things going on. And the blenders, OMG, it was so loud. When you're not used to loud noises, when you work there, OMG, that is the loudest thing. Like, it makes you want to freak out. It makes you want to run. It was so hard for me to just stay there and be calm. And you also have to talk to customers while the blenders are going on. OMG, that was the hardest part. Like, learning how to listen while that's going on, and then trying to be calm while the blender is blending because I'm not used to loud noises. And then the floor is sticky walking in that, having to like be okay with like spilling on your hand. That is so gross, because when you spill right away, all you want to do is clean it up instantly, not even focus on customers. That was the hardest part. It was just horrible. I kind of hated all that. So far, I did talk to everybody the first day, I believe. I just asked them questions, how long they worked there, what they did, and what's their name. So far, they seem pretty nice, but not too nice, if that makes sense. Like, the first day, everybody was so quiet. I don't know why. Why is everybody so quiet? Like, I'm so used to like people talking, being in jobs where everybody's talking and stuff like that, saying hi to each other, stuff like that. So I was very like weirded out and stuff like that. And it's crazy because after like few weeks of July, the person on the schedule, I thought it was a girl. It was actually a guy, and he came back from vacation, which I thought he didn't work there anymore. When I seen him, he came up to me, he was like, hi, are you new? And I was like, yeah. He said hi and his name and stuff like that, and then walked away. And I thought he was so weird. I was like, who is this guy? And it's crazy because the first day, I made mistakes for so long, but before he came, it was fine, me making mistakes, like small mistakes. But when he came, oh my god, he told like this girl, like, which I didn't know he was friends with at the time, but they were friends. He was friends with almost everybody, and they all slowly told each other what I was doing and stuff like that. And I'm like, why do you care so much? Like, I'm really new, like, why do you care so much? That's exactly what I thought in my mind. I'm like, why does it matter? Like, I'm here to work. I'm not here to like tell everybody, like, you know, like, that was just so weird to me. Like, I thought that was very rude because I wasn't used to that, and it was rude. Now I look at it, I'm like, what the freak? That was so disrespectful, like, honestly. 2 days after, every single day it kept getting worse. First, it was because I didn't put the right drink in the right cup, and then second was because I put the wrong sizes. I misplaced an order. It's because I didn't blend it long enough, even though it's supposed to be 30 seconds, not the full time. And then the crazy thing is, I made these mistakes because the trainer who trained me wasn't good, wasn't telling me the full thing. So pretty much I blame it on the trainer, because first of all, you say blend this for 30 seconds. No, everybody does the full minute. When I do it, I realize, oh my god, it's still liquidy. Oh my god, it's like dry. And I'm like, I'm really following the directions. Like, what do you mean? Like, why does it matter? That was just so stupid at that point. Like, OMG, I was getting irritated. And then that guy just kept spreading more things, talking bad about me. I did get tired and I started being rude back to the back, and I'm left alone. 2 times they left me alone there. I was there to make the drink, take the order, cup the drink, and give it to the person and wash the dishes, while everybody was else in the break room talking I don't know what, and it's crazy, it just kept getting worse. And I have work shoes at the time, so I just wore what I had, and the boss was cool with that, but all of a sudden it's a big issue, and I'm like, I used to take breaks because I was so hungry, and I thought that was normal. And once I took a break, they all looked at me like, what the freak, why is she taking a break? Like, we don't get breaks. And I'm like, well, 8-hour shifts is a very long time. Now, obviously, I am gonna get hungry, and I am gonna eat. And they all looked at me all weird. That guy kept saying, oh, did you ask the manager? Did he say it was okay? He kept looking at me. He's like, don't take too long. Like, we need help. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was so irritated. Like, OMG. Like, I was ready to, like, flip and just say something crazy. But I was like, calm down. You're good. Like, you know, you're not used to this. And it's okay. And yeah, over time, that guy started saying more stuff about me and all that stuff. I remember when I took the trash, told me everything, what time to take the trash and all that stuff, pretty much, and how to mop and how to like where to get the mop water. And when I took it that same time, over time, that person who spread stuff about me, saying bad stuff and all that stuff, got so mad. He was like, oh, you need to start taking it later, you need to start taking it at 8. And I'm like, well, why did this person say take it at this time then? Another guy kept telling me the same thing, and then another one, and then I'm like, oh, OMG, like, this is just so crazy. Like, who do you think I'm gonna trust more? Like, you or the supervisor? Because I honestly, at this point, like, at that time, I trust the supervisor because he seemed really nice and stuff like that. And that's pretty much the same issues that kept going for like July, August, and then September got worse. And they got mad that I went to eat on the court food, and the fact that I didn't tell them, and the fact that I also told them I was going to the restaurant. I'm like, why does that matter? Like, honestly, like, you guys are being too strict. Like, it's not that serious. Like, everybody gets a break at the work, everybody has to go to the restroom. Why does that even matter, honestly? And I was so irritated at the boss because he was texting me that day when I was having my lunch. He was like, why didn't you tell him? And I'm like, well, they act the same way around me, so honestly, why would I tell him? Because they're being so rude. They get mad over that, but they're the ones who literally go take an hour to get their hand a tattoo just for fun, but they complain about me when I go to eat. Like, are you serious? Like, that is so stupid. They start complaining how much I took the restroom and stuff like that, and then my dress code, and I'm like, well, this person also doesn't wear the dress code, so why does it matter not letting me not wear what I want when this person's doing the same exact thing? Like, if you're gonna get me in trouble, then get the other one in trouble too. Like, don't just blame the issue on me. Pretty much what happened all September, and then October just, like I said, keeps getting worse. September, I believe we had a group chat. I don't know for how long. I think it was like early July, like a few weeks after I started working there. This group chat where everybody texts, like, you're supposed to text when you're late and stuff like that, and you're supposed to just let the boss know. Pretty much what everybody was doing at that time, just talking random stuff as well, which was so immature and unprofessional in my opinion. And the boss just didn't care. He honestly didn't really care, honestly. And I'm like, September was a hard month because I was dealing with this, going to work every single day 3 times a week, which doesn't seem a lot, which is honestly perfect because I was doing school Monday through Friday and stuff like that. Honestly, I was doing online school and I did it every Monday. It was very nice because I had a break and stuff like that. Like, it was just very different for me. I was going through hard times this month, so I was already mentally drained from what I was going through, not work related or school, and then also school sometimes, definitely work, which made it worse. So I was very mentally drained. Slowly, I lost my patience even more. Like, I became this person who honestly I didn't even know. Like honestly, I started being rude to them a little bit more. I started being a little bit careless, and it was so hard. It always this fear of like, oh my god, they're gonna tell the boss, oh my god, I'm gonna get in trouble, oh my god. Like always that fear, always, for those 4 months staying there. And I told the boss one time because I had enough. The time I left early because they didn't finish on time, they were just talking and talking and talking and talking, not doing the work. And I was doing everything, and I was so annoyed, so I just left. And they got mad. If they texted the group chat, they were like, oh my god, you cannot leave this early, like what are you doing? I'm gonna text the boss right now. And then the boss was mad. I'm like, okay, well, number one, they never communicated with me telling me, oh, you're not supposed to leave after closing unless everybody's finished. They never said that. So I got enough, and I told them straight away that for a month they had been blaming me for mistakes when they are the ones who never trained me and told me these things. And they were making assumptions that I did certain things when someone else did it and I was getting blamed for it. That was also another issue, and I got tired of it. And the boss was like, okay, everybody needs to communicate more, everybody needs to talk to each other more, they can't keep assuming stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. I felt so relieved. I felt like, OMG, finally, and stuff like that. And I thought things were gonna change. They did. They stopped kind of a little bit like, stop assuming someone did this and stuff like that. And then the crazy thing is, that guy that literally talked bad about me kept talking to me a few times, saying like what he did over the weekend, what his favorite artist was, and I'm like, we're not even cool like that. Like, you were just disrespecting me. You think I'm gonna be talking to you back? And no, definitely not. That's the last thing I would love to do, honestly. And over time he stopped, and finally, like, this guy stops talking to me, like, so annoying. And then also the rest of them, like, they became a little bit more weird or mean. I'm like, first they talked to me, then now they stop, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, you're friends with him. Why would I want to be friends with someone who also disrespected me, you know? And then the supervisor, few times, because he's not used to like being fast-paced, overwhelmed and stuff like that, he's always in the back, not dealing with customers, he gets so easily angry. OMG, his temper is bad. Like, he starts saying with these two people, stuff like that, and I'm like, what the freak is wrong with you? Like, you need to relax. Like, it's not that serious. Like, just because you can't do a drink very fast and you just suck at everything because you're there in the back doing nothing, like, what the freak is wrong with you? Like, you're just so stupid, honestly. And I was just so tired of it, and I told the manager, and once I told the manager, he was like, oh, I never said that. And I'm like, wow, so now you're lying. Like, now you're scared to tell the truth because you're scared to get fired and you're scared of the boss. But nothing like B, the girl that has to do with everything, is not scared, right? Yeah, never been scared of the boss, never will be, actually, especially that one, never was. And I was like, wow. And then the next day he's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, OMG, like, I don't want to hear your apologies, because every time you do something, you keep doing it. After you apologize, you keep doing it, you keep doing it, you keep doing it. Why would I apologize to you? Like, you need to mature and control your emotions. Maybe go to therapy and fix those anger issues. Like, damn. Honestly, I was just so annoyed, honestly. And the friends that were guys with him would just keep talking. I was doing the drinks, doing the customers, and I'm like, do something. Like, you look very immature and very stupid. Like, man up or something, honestly. I honestly didn't like none of them, so yeah. And then October, you know, the same thing kept happening, all of that, you know. And then October, the issue was, oh, I wasn't fast enough doing the dishes when I was the first one that did the dishes and always wiped. And all of a sudden, the boss is like, oh, everybody needs to wipe now. And I'm like, wow, I'm the one who started it. Now everybody's copying my lead. Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, oh my god, I've been doing dishes for how long? I did them most of the time, and you're saying I'm not good enough? Like, wow. And then the boss was like, oh, you need to be fast. And I'm like, I've been doing drinks. Like, this is how I am. I'm not gonna be fast for what? The customers aren't in a rush either. They sit there and wait for their drink. Why does it even matter, honestly? Like, it was just so stupid. I got tired, and then we had a conversation about that in October. He was like, and I don't like how you're acting, everybody. I don't like how you've been recently. You've been a little bit slacking. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, just a little, but not too much. Like, don't make it seem like I'm there doing nothing. Like, everybody else does worse. They sit there, go in the back, and just yap, and that's it. Like, they leave me alone there. At that moment, I was just like, okay, whatever, because I didn't want to hear anything. And about the dress code, that to buy new shoes and stuff like that, which honestly I didn't end up doing that. And he did end up giving me a chance, and that's when November came. It was a week before Thanksgiving. He conversated with me again, and this time I remember that every month there was like a quiz you had to do to see how much you know. And honestly, at first, the 2 tests, I will say, I kind of like passed, honestly, which I was shocked. But then the 3rd one, that's when everything got worse. 3rd one, he asked me in October to go when I didn't work. And in my mind, I'm like, why am I gonna go when I don't have work? And I told him so many times I had school and stuff like that. And he didn't say anything, he just ignored it. And eventually was like, okay, you need to join the Zoom meeting a month later. And I'm like, okay, I'll join it. But when I joined it, when I saw the date, I was like, OMG, I literally go to church that day. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out. And then that day came and I literally missed it. And then the crazy thing is, at that time, like, I couldn't even download that app, honestly. Like, I tried and I forgot my password and stuff like that. I also forgot like how to do it and stuff like that, so I couldn't download the app, so I couldn't join. And I told him that I couldn't join because of the internet outage and stuff like that, but I was gonna take notes eventually. And literally, guys, he literally talked about me November, a week before, the week before Thanksgiving and the week before I got fired. Like, he was like, okay, I need to talk to you. I don't like how you're treating others. I don't like your behavior recently. You're not fast enough. You're just slow. I feel like you're lacking still. And you never bought the shoes. You also don't wear your work uniform as much. And you're not helping when they're trying. And I'm like, are you seriously? Like, I literally told him, like, I literally told you that this person is blaming me things that someone else did, and you're sitting here telling me a week later that I'm no issue. I was like, wow, that is so disrespectful and that is so immature, because the fact that you actually have favorites is actually crazy, and the fact that you just don't like me that much, just be like, bye, that is just so crazy. I was like, at least realize where I'm coming from. Like, he just kept changing the subject when I tried to tell him that what happened for so long, and he asked why I act like that, and I'm like, yeah, I act like that because they started it. At first I was good, but then once they got under my buttons, I got tired of them. I'm not gonna accept being disrespected. Like, I come here to work and I get tired. Like, I'm tired. And he's like, oh yeah, everybody gets tired. I'm like, well yeah, but not like me, because I'm the one who's dealing with this. Everybody else gets along, but not me. I'm treated badly, but when it comes to everybody else gets along. So yeah, it's different towards me. And he's like, well, I'm just saying that you need to fix your behavior or else things aren't going to change. I'm like, well, I tried to, but they don't try to as well, so why would I? And he's like, well yeah, but you come into work, you have to respect each other. I'm like, and he's like, well, you have to come into work and change and stuff like that. And I'm like, what have been actually? Like, I tried and I do the dishes better. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I really tried everything and stuff like that. Those 3 days that I worked before the week I got fired, I was doing my best, because I was like, okay, I know you want to leave so badly, and I know you want to get fired, and I know you just want another job that treats you well, has good environment, and I know that you're going through stuff. And the crazy thing is that I had a strong intuition feeling to save in November. Like, I had this strong feeling telling me, save something, don't spend. And in that time, guys, I literally tried to avoid spending. It was so hard for me. I wasn't used to it. But at the end, I was very proud. I wondered why it told me, had a feeling to save. I always wondered why. I always had this feeling, and my mom always talked about, oh, you should apply to other jobs, which my mom did actually 2 weeks before I got fired, which is actually crazy. She applied for me different spots. Maybe she had a feeling or something, and which was very, very nice for her, honestly. But yeah, guys, those 3 days I really tried to take more orders and then wash the dishes more quickly, be faster with the drinks, which I did. This was the time where I got close to God. Started reading more, praying more, because I was tired of not feeling happy. I was so sick of feeling sad, worthless, and like not appreciative and mentally drained. I was so tired. I was so tired of feeling weak because I wasn't eating enough. Like literally guys, I had to eat because of my job. That's the reason why I was under eating in September and October and stuff like that. And I was just drained and I was just ready to just let it go. And I prayed every single day. I'm like, if this job isn't meant for me, please fire me, please fire me, please fire me, Lord. I do not want to be here anymore. I want a job that is perfect for me, good environment, stuff like that. And the crazy thing is when Friday came, before Friday, my boss was like, can you come in? And I was like, no, I'm leaving vacation. I lied to him because I didn't want to go. And I also lied about the quizzes because I didn't want to take it either because I just didn't want to. It was so dumb to me. Friday, which was November 28th, which was Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. And that's when I heard the news that I got fired. And I felt shocked and a little disappointed because he didn't see that I at least tried, but I know what I did. And I told him to check the cameras and he said he didn't see nothing. And I know there was something. But yeah, he's like, you know what, like this just ain't gonna work, your behavior's just not it, you don't come to work dressed. I'm like, well, others don't either. He's like, well, yeah, but I already made the decision to fire you. And yeah guys, I literally got this app to check how much I got paid every single paycheck and stuff like that, and also an email why I got fired and stuff like that. I literally called my mom. My mom was in that time was mad. I don't know why. I think she was just stressed from work. I don't know why she was mad, but I knew she was mad a little bit. She wasn't as mad as the other one, but she was a little bit mad. And she was disappointed a little bit, but then over time she just stopped being mad because it was like, okay, you can't be mad forever. Like you can't. And that's when I started to just stay home. And the crazy thing, I did have money, so I'm so happy about that. And I'm so happy that I did save, because if I didn't save, I wouldn't have money. You know, I did need that money, and I was so sad because I didn't think that. I was so worried about the Christmas gifts, and I wanted to buy them at that time. And I was just so disappointed, but I did have money. But in that time, I was like, just in case, you know, it takes me a while to find another job, or I don't know what job I want, or I don't know what I want to do in the moment, but I at least have something. So all I bought was food. Literally all I bought was food for 2 weeks, and honestly I never ate out because I knew that I was going to spend all my money, and I still kept paying for the internet and my phone, and I was just so happy. Guys, so the first day that I got fired, OMG, I was literally relieved. I was a little bit disappointed because the fact that he didn't actually acknowledge my emotions and what actually had happened, or took a look into it more further, that definitely made me disappointed. And I was scared of my mom getting mad, which she was. And yeah, all I did was after that go to the mall, go to all the shopping stores, and just asked if they were hiring. And then I applied. I just went to a few stores to see what they had for clothes, just to see. I wasn't gonna spend anything because obviously at that time I couldn't. I went to Barnes & Noble, sat there, and just really applied to different places to see which one I wanted to work and stuff like that. I applied to like 20 at least, and honestly I felt good by just applying to those. And then the next day I did the same thing, the next day Saturday, and then Sunday as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did, and I was just so happy, honestly. I kept like encouraging me, like, you'll find one, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened, guys. And every day I felt sad and mad for the first few days. I'll say the first 2 days I didn't care much. I was like, okay, whatever. I was just like a little bit scared of anxious what my mom was gonna say. And then after that I got sad and stuff like that because I was like, OMG, like what if I can't buy my family Christmas presents? What if like things don't end up going well and stuff like that? And what if like I don't have enough money? What am I gonna do? I was gonna be mad. And then what if I can't pay the internet and phone bill? Like what's gonna happen and stuff like that? And I was just so anxious, but I kept praying every single day to find a job. I hanged out with my aunt, which was the video of Christmas, which was the video I filmed, guys. That was the time. That was like a literally few days after it had happened. Like, it was like at least a week ago after it had happened. Like, it was 8 days after it happened. That was a Christmas lights vlog. That's the one where I was going through it, guys. And I was so sad that day. I really cried and cried and cried. I felt worthless. No hope, honestly. Like, I literally did not have hope. My aunt was like, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Like, she bought me Dutch Bros a drink because I was sad, and then she bought me a gift, which was the wallet that I got for Christmas. And then we went to eat at this restaurant. It was nice, which has always been my favorite. And yeah, it just made me feel better. And then we got churros after, and yeah, and then I went home and I was just sad again. And yeah, guys, it did took a while to like get over it, and I prayed every day. I read the Bible and I just kept doing that, and yeah. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I will be talking about the next thing that happened after being unemployed. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!